Okay, everybody, let's get started. I believe if I didn't mention it before, I am Ross. I'm one of the techs here at Church Windows. I have Kellyanne helping me answer questions today. Today we're going to be focusing on the browse attendance section of Church Windows, and which is in membership. Um, So to get to browse attendance, you have to open up Church Windows. You click on membership, and then you click on attendance. And the second option here is browse attendance. So you click on that. And the browse attendance screen, what this shows you is, it defaults to this year. It basically shows you all the attendance that has been entered in for all non-terminated people in your database. Um, by default, it sorts it by person. So, the first person in the database is Nina. So, what it's doing is um, showing you, so if I click this plus sign, it shows me each attendance that she has been entered in, or that she has recorded. And you have a little summary at the top where so she's been present 23 times um, and attended communion 15 times. So yeah, it shows you the it shows you the different things that she has attended. Um, One of the if you don't want to have it sort by, for example, name, if you want it to sort by the date or the event, um, if you go up here and click this change dates, columns, and sort, click on that. And this is where you can also change the date range. So if you want to look at just a couple month period or a different year, things like that, you can change that here. But if I go to the columns tab, um, so sort field 1 is attendee, and then sort field 2 is events, groups, classes. So if I change attendee to, say, date, and then sort field 2 to, and leave that there, and click OK, you'll see it now sorts everything by date, and so it shows you the earliest date, and you can click the plus sign to look at what each person who has attendance recorded for that day attended. You can filter this screen to only show um, certain events or just one person. So if I go up here at events, groups, and classes, if I click on this drop down, it'll show me all my different events and classes. Say I only want to look at Bible study attendance that's been entered this year. I can click on that, and now all the other attendance, all the Sunday service events, all those things are no longer showing up. It's only showing the Bible study um, attendance, and I can look at that and see who's been marked for having attended and things like that. Um, from the browse attendance screen, you can print basically what appears on this screen. So if I wanted to print this information instead of going into going into the attendance reports, things like that, and print it from there, I can just go up to the top right and click the print button. And what that does is essentially just print the grid as you see it. So it has the date there, the name, groups, classes, present, excused, communion, attend or additional info. You can also, and if you no longer want to sort by a particular group, you can click that X, and now it shows everybody or all the attendance that was entered. If you want to look up one particular person's attendance, click on the drop down and type in their name and find them in the list, or you can type in their name. So if I want to, select Nina again. So now only her attendance shows up. So it's still sorting by date, so it has it split up by each date. If I click print, I can show you what that looks like. So it's showing her attendance for each date. You can change the sort. Like I showed you before, you can change the sort by going to the change dates column and sort. But you can also change it here and the grid below. So what this date being above here at the top, basically it's grouping the attendance by date or attendee, things like that. But if I don't want it to group it at all, I can just drag it down, and now it's just basically a full grid. And if I click print, you can see like the difference that makes. There. If I go back and, if I group by attendee and get rid of it sorting or showing only one person, you're now it's not grouping, so the reports or the layout's not as long, and it's showing it's grouping each individual person's attendance. One of the other things you can do on this screen is, instead of the attendance entry is still the main screen where you'll enter people's attendance. But say you had marked a couple people that having attended on a particular day, but they actually hadn't. It's usually quicker to go into this browse attendance screen, find them in the list, and then what you can do is you can just unmark. Say Nina wasn't there March 6th or February 7th, so you can just mark her. Uncheck her here, and as you can see, it went from 23 present to 21. So if I unmark another date, it's now to 20. And then if you close out and come back in, those 3 dates will no longer show up at all. Or if I click refresh attendance and then go back, they don't show up, and it doesn't count as her having attended. Or you can add attendance for a particular day. So if I can click the add attendance button, and say Jen Arnold attended the Sunday AM worship say July 3rd, but we forgot to mark it. So we can go in here, choose the event, choose the date, and then you can mark her present, or excuse, communion, etc., etc. And then after you click save, it officially adds that to the list. Now if I clicked on the date column to sort by date, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom and see if it shows her in the list. Yep, and there we go. So you have Jen Arnold present and communion for July 3rd. All right. And it, like I said at the beginning, it defaults to this particular year's date range. You can see that here in red. If you want to just quickly look at last year's attendance, you can click this minus year button. And what that'll do is that'll just quickly move it to last year. You can also look, if you want to look at a particular month, say June 2015 or January 2015. You can click on the drop down and do that as well. The change dates, columns, and sort button in here. This attendance date range is, allows for, multiple months or multiple years to show up. So I can change it to, all of 2015 and all of 2016. Or you can go back as far as you want. Say, um, you know, 2008 to 2016 to 12/31 2016. Click OK, and depending on how much attendance, it may take a little while to load, but it'll all load and all be in the list. And then you can um, yeah, and you can actually you can group and sort things like in multiple levels. So say you want to sort by date first. So what you can do is you can click on date here and um, drag it up to the top, and it'll group it like I showed you, and show all the attendance and everything. But then if you say you want to group by events and classes, say you have a lot of you have multiple worship services and things like that on Sundays, and expanding this out, they'll be jumbled up together. What you can do is click on events or groups classes here and drag it also at the top, and you can see those two white arrows to the right of date that indicates that you're going to be adding a grouping based off of a group's events or groups classes. So now, when you open up each date, it will have a grouping for attendance for each group beneath that, and then you can expand it out from there. And show the person search again. So at the top, you can select a particular person, and then it will show you all the attendance for that particular person. And you can click the print button, and it will this report will also give you the totals at the bottom here for amount of times present, amount of times community. So if you want to get a quick count for how many times one particular person has attended, you can do that right here on this screen. Or if you're wanting to know how many, if you just open up the browse attendance screen and it's sorting and grouping by attendee, it shows you the amount of times they have, attended each particular event. And if you, the default layout is grouping, is sorting by attendee, and grouping by that. So you can change things all around here as much as you want. If you ever get to the point where you're just like, I'm, tired of this. I just want to go back to what it looked like at the beginning. You can, at the bottom here, you just click the restore default layout, and that will take everything back to attendee, and it just takes it back to its default layout. This clear filter, so say I am looking at classes, Bible study in the year 2012. If I, instead of clicking the X and changing the date range to go back to what it was, if I click the clear filter button, what that does is it gets rid of the groups and classes and things like that. So it's back to um, showing all the different groups and classes. Let's see. Let's just look at the print screen again, and yeah, the print screen. If I'm sorting and grouping by names, it will show you know all the different events and groups event things that they attended. Give you a total at the bottom. You can print this out, or you can even export it to Excel. Um, and so the third column will have a little plus sign for each thing that they've attended and things like that. Um, don't have time to do that here. Let's see if we close out of that. Um, really, that is all I have for the browse attendance screen. Let's see if you guys have any particular questions about this. Yeah, yeah, no problem. Glad it was helpful. Um, Donna's asking if she can query for those who have missed worship in say the last 3 weeks. You can do that. That's not within the browse attendance screen. That's more for let's see attendance. I believe was it the attendance report? No, that's not the right one. No, yeah, I should have known. It's the summary um, by person, and what you can do is you can put in the last 3 weeks, tell it did not attend any of the selected, and then say particular um, event. So say if let me put in say December, so I don't have any attendance entered for December. I click print. Yep, it'll show me all the people who did not attend for that time frame. So yeah, just go to attendance summary by person, select detail, put in your date range, did not attend any of the selected, and then you select your event, and that'll get you the people who have missed worship for the past 3 weeks. Yep, no problem. Um, all right, looks like we're not really getting any other questions in. I'll let this open for another few seconds or so, see if we have someone still typing away. Um, this particular video, we are recording it, and if you guys came in halfway through, or if you want to review the information on this, it will be put up on the website within the next, or not on the website, on our YouTube channel within the next couple of days. To find it, if you go to youtube.com, if you just type in Church Windows Software, that should take you right to our particular user page, and you can look at the different videos we have uploaded. If you have any other questions about this or anything else, you can always just give us a call at 1-800-533-5227, or email us at support@churchwindows.com. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.